Hi there, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this Sport for Health Network event. It's a sport conference looking at healthy lifestyle and the working populations, the challenges and the solutions. The event is organised by the European Cooperation Centre. My name's Jack Parrock. I'm a journalist and presenter based ordinarily in Brussels. I'm currently actually in the UK for the G7, but I'm best known for my work probably on Euronews, and I'll be here for the next 2 hours moderating this event. We've got a range of different speakers, different people that are going to be taking part, and people coming from all different angles on how to keep a healthy lifestyle in the workplace. First, we'll have some introductory comments and some outlines of some of the projects that have been going on. We'll also have some videos. We'll then have a panel discussion as well with a number of panelists, during which you can make sure you're writing your comments in the YouTube comment section, and we will try and ask those questions. For me, it's extremely useful as we go through the event if you tell me who you'd like your question to be answered by. And then after that, we'll have a short award ceremony, the announcement of the best European healthy employee, and then we'll pretty much be done by the end of the event. So without further ado, I'm going to hand the floor over to Darinka Korovliev, who is a researcher at the Faculty of Sport in Novi Sad and UNS students, and she's going to introduce us to the Sport for Health Network project. So great to see you there, Darinka. How are you doing?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. We would like to greet you from our support office at the Faculty of Sport and Physical Education, University of Novi Sad, together with our team, Professor Valdemar, and students Bojan, Mariana, Nicola, and Snežana, who actively participated in this project. As a part of the project, we opened support office, and every Wednesday, students gave advices to everyone who wanted to practice according to our Sport for Health methodology. Now I would like to give a floor to the representative of our students, to Bojan Rašković, to address you all and to share their experience regarding this project. Bojan, please.
Thank you, darling. Good afternoon and hello to respected professors, to our dear colleagues and all participants of this Congress. First of all, I need to say it is really my great pleasure to have opportunity to greet you in front of the students, in front of the best students from the Faculty of Sport and Physical Education from the University of Novi Sad. Also, I would like to use this opportunity to thank you. Thank you so much on behalf of the students from Bachelor, from Master and PhD studies who participated in this such an important project like Project Sport for Health. Well, this was a really special, unique chance for all of us to be a part of this amazing project, which allowed us to expand our horizons, the project which allowed us to get some new information about physical activity and to get some new, real, significant experience. Because of that, I need to also and I need to say thank you, big thank you to all my colleagues who in the previous period, with a lot of their effort, represent our faculty, represent this project on the best possible way, both on television and in some other activities like in creating new manuals about physical exercise. We hope that we help you at least in a little in realization this amazing and important project, and we hope that we will get some new chance in future to cooperate with all of you and pull each other to some next or new project. For the end also, I need to say just a few words more. I need to say big thank you to our Professor Valdemar, to our researcher Darinka, and also to our dear and honored Professor Sergei Ostojic, who recognize us and who invite us to be a part of this amazing, to be a part of this big and strong team in this project. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to Darinka and the team there in Novi Sad. So we're just going to watch a short video now explaining, and it'll show a little bit more about what the Sport for Health Network project was.
places, I've been around the world. I've seen some pretty faces, been with some beautiful girls. After all I witnessed, one thing still amazes me. Just like a miracle, you have to see to believe. 'Cause God bless Texas with his own hand, brought down angels from the promised land. Gave them a place where they could dance. If you want to see heaven, brother, here's your chance. I've been sent to spread the message. God bless Texas. First he let the sunshine, then he made the waters deep.
I absolutely love it. Let's all get up and have a dance. I agree. Okay, so now we're going to just move on. Thank you so much, as I say, to the team there, especially for their wonderful dance moves. We are now going to move on, and we're going to have some opening statements from Sergei Ostoich, who is a WHO consultant and a professor at the Faculty of Sport at the University of Novi Sad, and by Sophie Kekic, who is a project manager at the European Cooperation Centre in Brussels. Sergei, we're going to start with you. This short introduction really is about the project and sort of healthy lifestyle and the working population. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Jack. It's really a privilege to be here with you today, and also I'm so privileged to lead this project since we recruited really a nice bunch of people from health and fitness professionals across Europe. You know, this project actually recruited people from Belgium, from Holland, also from Serbia, Slovenia, Croatia, Bulgaria. And the big idea behind this project actually has been to encourage participation of employees to be more active, to promote physical activity, but in general, healthy lifestyles. And also, you know, there are a lot of similar projects across Europe, and most of those projects, previous projects, actually focus to improve physical activity during the leisure time. But now we decided to do something at the workplace. And we designed a pretty nice manual. Many different exercises are included, and the regular guy needs just 3 to 5 minutes to do something at workplace. So it's easy, it's convenient, and we just add a couple of interesting aspects, not just general exercise, but to focus on the problems that European workers are facing more often, such as problems with back pain, neck, and we designed nice exercises such as stretching exercise and also muscle strengthening exercise. And you need, 3 to 5 minutes every second day to do something for you on the workplace. And I was really happy to see that we joined together to build these guidelines. But I'm a scientist and a medical doctor, and I always would like to add something scientific inside of such a project. And I'm so happy that I was able to do that. So we basically evaluate the lifestyles of workers across Europe, measuring through really a lot of different markers, including the level of fitness, weight, body composition, healthy lifestyles. And we designed a program. We educate the people, not just through the paperwork material or e-learning modules. My students and also guys across Europe, professionals across Europe, went to the work places in many different companies and educate people and give them instructions how to do that exercise. And after the end of the program, we again evaluate the people for those markers. And I was so happy to see that most of the biomarkers actually improve. People improve body composition. They have lower weight after the end of the program. The muscular endurance was better. The pain in the neck was lowered. So it was really nice to see such a good results. What I appreciate the most was they feel, more healthier in general, including the mental health, including the interpersonal relationships. So being a leader of this project taught me that, you know, even the small actions, small steps are so effective to improve the health and fitness of employees across Europe. To be honest, we plan to recruit 6,000 people at the beginning of the project. By the end of the project, we actually recruited 40,000 people. So it's unbelievable. We started the project at the beginning of the COVID, and I was so afraid that we would not be able to recruit so many people. But, you know, COVID helped us actually. People are more focused to listen to us, to learn about a healthy lifestyle, to learn easy and simple exercises. And so we finished this part of the project, and we, of course, have to disseminate this information. I'm so happy and thankful that you provided us a panel like this to share this information and to, again, tell the people that small steps in terms of healthy lifestyles, few minutes of exercise at workplace can improve their health and general performance. Thank you again for that.
Jack, we lost you.
Am I here?
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, so I was handing the floor to you, Sophie. So over to you, Sophie Pettis from the European
Thanks, Jack. Actually, Sergey said a lot of things, but I'm laughing now because we have just received a question from the audience asking us when will be the next event like that. And I would like to thank you all who are watching us at the moment and to be here with us, unfortunately virtually, but we hope that next time we are going to see you live. And you're the best healthy lifestyle ambassadors. Just continue like that. What I would like to emphasize regarding this project, as you can see at the beginning, we can dance with the Sport for Health program. We can just do some exercise at the conference as well. And we can exercise with Sport for Health everywhere and anytime, outdoors, indoors. And the major benefits of the Sport for Health program actually relates to its simplicity. So you have a short exercise, for example, 5 minutes, divided into strength and stretching interventions. And this is enough during the week to repeat. You don't need to leave the office. You can do it at work, at home as well. And this is very important for all of us who are busy professional life to have this feeling that we did something good for our health and to do our job as well, if we can. It is also a cheap kind of workout because you don't need fancy equipment. You don't need at all any equipment, just a good will, and you need only just a few minutes. So it's a short, very comfortable, safe, and suitable to all participants. Of course, we are all different and we need different types of interventions, but the Sport for Health reconcile the busy life of the working population and physical activity. And in this term, it's unique. For example, many of my friends like to go dancing in clubs, and that is the only type of exercise they have. But this is the illustration of how we are different and how this area actually is complex, and there is a room for improving it and for creating other intervention. I hope, Sergey, that you will continue to amaze us with great workouts, and we will continue to follow that. Regarding the implementation of the project, because in the audience I have my dear colleagues, and I'm really proud to have you too. And I can share my experience I must say that this is one of the best projects that they ever that they have ever implemented, because the sports spirit is something incredible, especially during the COVID time, when you need to show resilience, when you need to, when you have some obstacles to realize some activities. For example, many events were canceled, and we said, oh, again, what we're going to do now? But always, all sports guys are very resilient and very fair play. So I like very much to work with such people. And the sports community within the Erasmus program is also wonderful and fantastic. We have some representative, unfortunately, behind the screen, but I really hope that we will meet live. Now we can and chat about all good things that you are doing. And I would like to emphasize also the importance of the digital communication in the pandemic, and all digital experts who helped us on the digital communication strategy, actually. And I think that we had succeeded with this goal, and I hope that that the people had fun with us, and that they will continue to have fun with us, because it's not only, yes, it's our responsibility to motivate people to be physically active, but also we need to be cool and fun, and somehow to be interesting to the audience. But of course, we are serious, Sergey. Sometimes we need just to be interesting more than serious. And what I would like to say for the end, I would like to say that actually enjoy our conference, enjoy the great show that will come, because all those speakers are already working and doing a lot of incredible things in the field of sports. So they have a lot to teach us, and to we can in our leisure time we can also use it to be physical, to be active. And from tomorrow, I enjoy the UFAA Euro 2020. May the best team win.
Yeah, indeed, you've got a pretty passionate England fan over here.
I'm for Belgium.
Thank you so much, Sophie, for your beginning comments, and to you, Sergey, as well. So yeah, you're going to stay with us because we're going to move on now to have basically a look at the demonstration of employee guidelines on the health evaluation process. And Sergey, along with Igor Jukic, who is a professor at the kinesiology faculty in Zagreb, are going to present this. So I think probably it will be you, Sergey, who starts, right? I'll leave the floor to you, and you guys to present.
Yeah, you know, thank you again, Jack. It's very important, you know, that we started analyzing how many people are actually active. There is a lot of information that only 13% of Europeans actually do some exercise at work. So it bugged me a lot how to design something that is effective, simple, cheap, you know, and not distract people. Decided to find out first.
Igor, can we ask you to mute your microphone, please, while Sergey's talking? There's just if you can make sure you're muted until the floor comes to you, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. So we first analyzed what is the biggest problem that people at work experience, and we are focused to somehow change the paradigm, and perhaps focus to problems with muscle, with low flexibility, with that problems that everybody who sits all over the day at workplace experience. And when we analyzed the data and analyzed the current materials, we actually found that not so many guidelines target this problem. So that was the idea, how to develop something that bugs employees the most. And it appears it was stretching and strengthening exercise. So afterwards, we decided to find out the best available materials and the simplest exercise that should be implemented. The idea is that you have to do it in a shorter period of time, 3 to 5 minutes every day, without using any additional equipment. So just a chair or table or something like that. And we developed a really nice set of exercises. The guidelines is available as a PhD document as well as an e-learning module. Our colleague from Holland, John, was in charge for that, and I was really happy to see that he did it so good. So we decided to use a really simple but very effective exercise. And you will see that we actually designed around 60 different types of exercise for improving the muscular fitness, including the strengthening the muscle, also the stretching, the neck, the back, also the legs and the arms. So it's easy. It's really simple to do this type of program, and you don't need anything actually at the workplace. What appears to be very important for us is to address also the safety. So we educate the people how to do the exercise. Our staff was right there at the workplace in different companies, show them how to do the exercise, and also give some safety tips. It was very important that everybody could do that. Keep in mind that we recruited people who are over age of 18 until the age of 65. Even a couple of guys in the 70s are able to do this type of exercise. So it's for everybody. And mainly it's for the people who do exercise at the workplace, but you could do it even back in home, keeping in mind some safety tips to prevent any kind of injury or any kind of other side effects. And those exercises are very effective, you know, and we evaluate different markers before the program and after the program. And it appears that most of the people are feeling better. They improve the level of physical activity. They improve the feeling of being healthy. They improve the quality of life. So it's so easy, you know, only 3 to 5 minutes every second day. Do the exercise from Sport for Health network, and you will see the results. What I'm most proud about regarding this project is that actually we did a nice job in all 6 different countries, and this project is so good that many people, when we completed this international part of the program, they are very interested to continue it. They ask us, should we start that again in the next year after the summer vacation? This is so nice. It will be great to have a kind of program like this in the future. And I hope this is a sustainable program. And I think this kind of simple exercise should be promoted after the end of the official project. And, you know, we try to share the information not just through the professional, scientific, medical channels, but through the regular channels to everybody. Since this program is really a big public initiative, being a collaborator of WHO for many years tackling obesity, it appears that really small efforts, just a few minutes is better than nothing. And let's stick to this program. And of course, this is just the beginning. You have to increase the exercise to the optimal level of 150 minutes per week. That will be even better. But you know, this trip is a long one, and start with the first step. And in my opinion, if you are an employee, this first step should be the Sport for Health network, implementing the exercises that are easy. You could easily learn how to do it, conduct doing it, and you will feel much better at the workplace. It's even better if you can do it after work, off work, during your leisure time, but still it's very important to start with something. So this program is so unique. It adds that scientific medical aspect, but still it's applicable to really a high profile of people, any kind of employee working at the university, working in the office, working in the bank, many different companies. Remember that we recruited 40,000 people at the beginning. This is a pretty nice number, but I'm not really satisfied enough, since every single employee in the Europe could be included in this program in the future. And you know, this is been so lucky to lead this program. We actually connected people from really different areas of expertise. I'm a medical doctor. My colleague, Professor Igor, is a kinesiologist. There are a lot of sport and health professionals, physical education teacher, people who are administrators of this project, people who help us to get a good level of recognition, who actually provided very interesting insights in this project. So we continuously try to change how to reach more and more people. I think this transnational collaboration and multidisciplinary perspective that we brought to this project actually established this Sport for Health network as something that show a good example how to build an expertise between partners from academia, industry, non-governmental, public entities. And I think our way, Sport for Health way, somehow start to overcome the challenges of being physically active at work. So this is just the beginning. I really would like to invite everybody to visit our webpage, to find our videos on YouTube, to read our papers, scientific papers published in BMC Proceedings, and contact us how to perhaps give some more information and how to prove that being physically active is so important, not just to improve your productivity at work, but to be healthy, to live more fulfilled life, and to improve the quality of life. So thank you, Jack, again for being here for us, to provide us platform to even to share information through your channels. And I'm looking forward really to answer any additional questions. And I like to hear my good friend and colleague, Professor Igor, about his impressions of this project. Thank you, Jack, again.
Also, there aren't any direct questions yet, but you can ask questions there in the comments on the YouTube if you're watching there, and we'll put them to our speakers. So I'll now hand the floor to Igor Jukic.
Hello, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me, because at this moment at Adriatic Sea on the boat, and but also I would like to congratulate all who were participating in this great project, and also to say something about past, what is the background, present and future of this project. First of all, the past, part of past is strong scientific evidence-based background. This is the main purpose and also the main proof what we took in account when we did this project, and what is our great strength and how we can convince people what is real purpose of physical exercise and how they can do it on workplace. This is the present, of course, and in this way we tried to find a way how to approach to people. And obviously, like Professor Sergey said, we succeeded because more than 40,000 people participated in this project. It was amazing. I'm going to tell you one story from Croatia, because we sent it to University of Zagreb to all employees, and we involved all of them in this project, and impressions were amazing. Really, a lot of emails, a lot of personal impressions from this project, and results of this project and usefulness of this project or are obvious. And also, what is about the future? If we are aware, who are consumers of this project are aware, and obviously they are, what is the importance and what is the depth of physical exercise, general physical exercise, and also physical exercise on workplace. This is about health, but not only health, quality of life. This is about longevity, but also about the productivity and business success. This is very important for people. Sometimes for us, for sports scientists, on first place and first purpose is to see what is the influence on physical exercise on health and some physiological parameters, biomarkers, but business success and productivity is very important, especially for people who are involved, who were involved in this project. And also, these materials are very, very good for people from people all around the Europe, but also for people in different companies, different size of companies, because it's approachable, it is cheap, and it is effective. And this is maybe the most important for people, how to convince them to use this great tool coming from Sport for Health Network project, and also to announce that probably we will continue with another projects based on European Union framework, and to try with some trial to give more opportunities and more contribution for people to be healthy and to stay well. And finally, I'm now in Dalmatia, and usually in Dalmatia we are using this phrase, zdravi veseli bili, stay healthy and well with Sport for Health Network project.
So much to Igor and to Sergey for their comments, and obviously for everything that they have done on this project. So we'll leave it there. They will both still be here. There are no direct questions for either of our friends there, but if there are, I think perhaps on a lovely boat on the Adriatic Sea we might lose you, but stay with us if you can, Igor, and Sergey will come back to you probably later on as well. But now we're going to move on to the panel discussion part of our event. So we're going to have a discussion. We have 5 panelists who I will introduce. They will each give a short couple of minute statement about their feelings about the subject of sort of exercise in the workplace and making sure people are staying healthy in short bursts of exercise, and where they come at, because our 5 panelists come from quite different angles. So we have Erica Koller, who is an international secretary at the Forum for the Cooperation of Trade Unions for the European Economic and Social Committee. We have Valerie Glatini, who is Minister for Higher Education, Research and Youth of the Wallonia-Brussels Federation. We have Dr. Juan Janez, MD, Secretary General at the European Lifestyle Medicine Organization. We also have Iztok Altbauer, who is the director of the Slovenian Spa Association. And last but not least, we have Benoit Hellings, who is the first Alderman of Climate and Sports at the City of Brussels. So we're going to dig in a little bit further here into exactly, how the press of workspace exercise can help. I think probably we'll head to a perhaps more policy sided discussion, and I think for that perhaps we can start with you, Valerie, for your opening statement.
Sure, with pleasure. Hi, Jack. Hi, everybody. I hope it's convenient for you. You can listen to me with no problem at all. Yes, it seems to be perfect. First of all, let me thank you very much for this invitation. Thank you to the Sport for Health Network. I'm just sad that, of course, we cannot shake hands and have a cup of coffee together. I hope it will be possible in the future. I think that this crisis highlighted how important sport is for everyone here, for all of us. And today, I have to say to you, this is a great day because it's the first day since yesterday, we are allowed to organize once again sport competitions, for example, sport in an organized context. So, of course, it's a great pleasure for me as Minister in charge of sport to highlight this. So in Belgium, again, this is possible thanks to vaccination, to have sport competition, for example. And we know that today we are discussing challenges around health, sport, and the workplace. Today is really important to highlight this. According to a study from my administration, only 1/3 of employees is practicing sport. 1/3, and another third has no sport activities whatsoever, and the last third is just in between. As regards sport practice on the spot, so at workplace, only 1 out of 10 is practicing sport at the workplace, so it's very low. And usually they practice activities that do not need equipment or do not need an organized context, such as running, fitness, activities that you can do alone. And so we have only a small number of activities that we can practice in an organized context. In a nutshell, I think we can definitely do better to promote sport activities at workplace. Employees, social partners, employers, everybody seems to be convinced about this, but we face indeed concrete problems. And I would just highlight a few problems. The key problems, they are employees, of course, with children, typically persons who already have problems with work-life balance in general. Employees with no opportunity at all to have physical activities at the workplace just because of concrete reasons like lack of equipment, lack of space. And then employees who are not convinced that sport can make the difference for them. And the third aspect, I think, should be tackled by at public level by political authorities. My administration, for example, is convinced that this is really key to have campaigns to promote sport activities, physical activities at the workplace. One of the lessons of this crisis is that we have developed new tools to stay connected. We have new applications, for example, that allow us to follow online lessons, because I'm also in charge of education. And we know that these new apps made the difference during the crisis. These new tools definitely can help us staying connected to sport activities, including activities that we developed at the level of my administration, like ADEPS, and this is called ADEPS. We have developed ADEPS YouTube activities, for example, for young people when sport clubs were closed because of the crisis. So I think that today's conference is key to stimulate the debate around this issue. And I'm therefore very grateful for this exchange. I followed it for a couple of, or I think the last 30 minutes, and I can already highlight a lot of things that we could put into practice and develop at our level. And I will, of course, carefully read the conclusions of this conference. So I won't be very long. I just we just stop here. Just thank you all. And of course, we will read the conclusions very carefully. Thank you.
Now let's head over to you, Erica, from perhaps a more sort of workers' position and also perhaps a more pan-European outline as well. So, Erica, the floor is yours.
So, thank you, dear Jack, and thank you very much for this invitation. It is a very exciting exercise for me because I was in the ESC, the rapporteur of the very first opinion on sport. Many years ago, it was the white paper on sport. And with this opinion, and naturally, and after with the white paper, something new started, because sport became officially also important. Before this white paper, there were different documents only about the football. I'm serious, because we made a research and that time. So that, and now I was very happy to hear the previous speakers, even from the Adriatic Sea. I won't be so excited. I mean that I'm just sitting in Brussels in my hotel room at the moment, but still I think that the sport is very important, and really it is necessary to do exercise, and employers also have to think about it, that it is a good business to make sport if the employees make sport. So, but I will be more boring, as I'm coming from a trade union confederation and from the side of the social partners. Firstly, I would say that it is a basic requirement deriving from legislation. The employers have to comply with the labor code and the health and safety regulations. For example, they have to ensure adequate working environment and work equipment, ergonomic chairs, and they should support screening glasses for jobs carried out in front of computer. Because now we are talking about the healthy lifestyle, and it means more than only the sport. Then drinking water has to be provided for some jobs as well. It's an obligation. The employers also have to allow breaks and sufficient time for lunch. Not having a break from work can make employees mentally lethargic and reduce their activity. So, and basic that besides the basic requirements, with the spread of the COVID-19, hygiene is nowadays a more important issue than it has ever been. In order to protect the health both of employees and the company's clients, contactless hand sanitizer stands and the plexiglasses should be set up, and masks should be distributed to the workplace. So, and it was not about the sport, but about the well-being. So, and now we arrive to the sport as one of the most important tools for the health, and we have heard that it can be done in the workplace, in breaks, with special exercises made with special chairs, and it is a very, very good idea. But naturally, not everywhere is can be provided such a chair for and such a goodwill from the employees. Therefore, it may also help if employees can have a card, for example, with what they can enter to the gym, different kind of gyms in the town where, or in the city where they live, with some discount. It can be also provided by the employers. So then, naturally, it is better if there is a gym in the company, and then they can go to the gym, and where they can have a trainer and different classes like yoga or other stretching exercises or team sport or whatever. So that everything is very useful naturally. So then also could be a good idea for the employers to, for example, on Friday, to bring a big tray of vegetables and fruits. It is just a gesture, but it is also a good tool for the well-being. And then we were also, or I have heard something about the work balance. It is also very important for the employees because it is absolutely possible that the employees, especially women, may have it very much to do something or arrange something with the children or go somewhere to for things to arrange and so whatever. And if they can do it, and if they can ask for the employer to provide them this opportunity to think about the working time a bit more flexible, then it may also help a lot. So, and what I think that yes, social partners at all levels should be encouraged to promote healthy lifestyle. And I think employers should be given incentives for measure to improve employee health because it is a win-win business for everyone. So thank you. It is all at the moment what I can tell.
Thank you so much, Erica, for your opening comments. I think it's important. I'm pretty sure that it's across the board. We've had some little problems with your sound. So I know our technician can kind of pop you out of the room and he might be able to talk you through it. Perhaps taking your headphones out might be useful and unplugging them as we continue so I can come back to you and we might be able to hear you a little bit better. We now have Benoit Hellings joining us. Thank you so much for being with us. Why don't we come to you straight away, Benoit? I don't know how much you've been able to hear of what we've been discussing so far. I know slightly entered the room slightly after, but we're discussing healthy lifestyle in the workplace, doing sport in the workplace. I wonder if you can give us your opening comments. Benoit. Can you hear me, Benoit? I assume that Benoit is unable to hear me, so we will wait. Very rarely do online events have zero technical problems, so we'll keep going. So instead, let's move on to Dr. Juan James, who is a medical doctor and looks into this kind of issue and works at an organisation also that is trying to encourage this kind of thing. Juan, please give us your opening statement. What do you do? What do you encourage people to do?
So hello, everybody, and thank you, Jack, and the Sport for Health Network for the invitation. So I'm a medical doctor living in Brussels, Belgium, and I'm representing the European Lifestyle Medicine Organization. And thank you, actually, Erica, because you mentioned many times the concept of the healthy lifestyle. So the main idea is that today, even if we want to promote physical activity at work, we should not look in an isolated picture. So someone who would like to do physical activity will, in time or in the same time, will implement more aspects of the healthy lifestyle. So this is what we are doing at this European organization, and we are training for more than 2 years health professionals how to look at the patient from a holistic point of view. So it means that when we have the patient, we are looking how much physical activity you do, how it's the...
I'm the only one on the screen now. You hear me?
Hi, Ben. Yeah.
I don't hear you and I don't see you.
Sorry, Juan.
I see your names.
No, it's happening.
Continue. I
yeah.
can see that. Right.
So I was saying that we are looking at the patient in front of us from different chapters of lifestyle, and based off my experience, people who are it's not enough that people want to do something, including physical activity, and was also mentioned before by Valerie that there are many factors which are playing a role. So you have the workstation, the work building scale. So what your employees offering you at work that you can you can practice physical activity, but it's also the neighborhood. So how you arrive to work, what is the possibilities around your workplace to enjoy physical activity. I never ask my patients if they are doing sport. Sport, like word, can be a bit scary for people. So I'm at physical activity, walking, cycling, and luckily in Brussels we have more and more possibilities to use a bicycle, for example. But I would like, from the medical point of view, to stress the importance of the mental health, because this is also integrated today with COVID. So this is the biggest challenge what I experience with the patients. So and we are seeing also at national European level. And according to a recent national surveys, shows that burnout affects almost 1/5 of the European workforce. So today, physical activity integrated at work, and we will see probably which are the possibilities to do this, should be a mandatory task, should be part of what an employee is obliged to offer for the mental health, because we know today that burnout really affects the productivity, affects the well-being of the employers. But it's very important that, like, for example, in past, when was allowed, and luckily it's not anymore, to smoke, people had a break for smoke. So today, we should have time breaks for doing physical activity. And I hope we will see which are the possibilities in practically to do this at work. Thank you.
That's a really interesting concept. You're right about the idea of a cigarette break, and yeah, I remember working when I was young in a shop, and everyone would just go out for 5 minutes halfway through the morning to have their cigarette. Imagine if everybody went and did a little bit of physical activity. That'd be amazing. So now let's move on to Iztok Altbauer, who is from the Slovenian Spa Association, who is going to bring a different angle. I'm not sure where Benoit is. I hope that we might be able to get him back on. But Iztok, perhaps you can outline how what spas and what health centers can do when we're looking at this sort of overarching holistic approach to getting people healthy and keeping people healthy.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jack. And I would like to thank you also on behalf of the Slovenian Spa Association for inviting me to this very interesting event. All the speeches I've heard so far, they were really very interesting. Yes, as you mentioned, Jack, I come from actually an area where we take care for, previously it was mentioned, patients. Okay, we do take care for patients for rehabilitation purposes, but we actually speak about guests. Now, there's many surveys, of course, and one of the latest research by McKinsey & Company shows that consumers care deeply about fitness, wellness, movement, as well as on workplace, but also when they're off their work. And their interest is even growing. In a survey of roughly 7,500 consumers in 6 countries, 79% of the respondents said they believe that moving and practicing wellness is important, and 42% consider it a top priority. I think this all data show and should be important also for the employers to know in what situation their workers and, let's say, the consumers are. And there's an estimation that the global wellness market is more than 1 trillion US dollar worth. So it's a huge industry. And it is, again, also an opportunity to address all those people through wellness programs that can be designed also at the workplace. I'm really looking forward to download or to see the video that has been prepared and that has been set in the introduction. But I would like to give a very good example also from one of the spas, actually the leading wellness spa in Slovenia. It's called Thermal Spa Olimia. They have actually made a home video. It's called House Ritual. But this house ritual is meant as well as for employees, but also for our guests. It can be, it is broadcasted throughout the wellness, throughout the whole spa area, the wellness area, but also in the room. So you can several times a day see employees practicing 2 or 3 minutes with breathe techniques, relaxation, stretching. I think this is a wonderful example how this can be involved also in other ways of different workplaces. Of course, not all all workplaces would be able to do so, but I think there is a great interaction in the scientific part, which has prepared also these elements, but also all levels that are. I would even say prevention is always better than the need of cure, and views of wellness are constantly evolving. Companies must understand that the market from a consumer perspective. The future of wellness survey revealed 6 categories that interest consumers most. And these categories are better health, better fitness, better nutrition, which I believe is very important, better appearance. And from that point of view, we have developed also programs for healthy aging, a term which is coming up very often. A very important thing is better sleep. A lot of people are distressed by sleep disorder, also connected with COVID related issues. And the 6th category is better mindfulness. As it was previously mentioned, increased mental distress from COVID, but also from the modern way of life is something which is really considered very important. At Aspire, of course, we deal with this wellness programs. We deal with selfness programs. It is important to take care for yourself. More and more people, as mentioned, are feeling this need to help themselves first, and able to be later to help others. And I would say also a very great importance, as mentioned before, nutrition is healthy food that is being offered in various programs. And there's a high demand also for detox programs. I would say detox is also physical, but also I would say technical detox, which we nowadays face. I think digital detox would be very, very needed almost now by everybody. The time and the hours we spend on different Zooms beside the regular work is just popping us up to the screen, and there is really a really good mixture needed to get out of this poisons, if I can say that are distressing us. And of course, workplace and the lifestyle and need for change of lifestyle is, I believe, essential.
Sorry, just while I unmute myself. Thank you so much, Itzhak. I totally agree. I work in television, spend so much time on screens, and now events like this, unfortunately, are still on screens rather than perhaps in person. And I think you're right, for mental health and physical health, it's crucial. Okay, so we have had some connection problems with Benoit Hellings, but I believe he's kind of watching the YouTube stream, and I'm going to be able to introduce him, and then he's going to be able to make his opening short statement. I hope this is going to work. Benoit, can you hear? Are you ready? Can you talk? There's a little bit of a delay, so yeah, there we go.
Yes, do you hear me? I think there is difference of 5 or 6 seconds. Yeah, there is a delay indeed.
We'll wait. You continue. You talk, Benoit.
Okay, I'm so sorry for this technical problem. So, and we are in Brussels. Some more of us are in Brussels now, and we have connection problems. Hopefully, it's done in some weeks. We can have real meetings and discuss that together. So, my introduction is, we with the COVID crisis, we had to reform all the policy we had in Brussels, in the city of Brussels, regarding sports. We can't have access during the crisis to sports club, to the sports infrastructure, and more people have done what a lot of people working in Brussels. And before the crisis, we had a lot of people working in the office, in the EU quarter, in the EU district, in the city in general. And more people in the city, they have discovered the parks, they have discovered the sports infrastructure in outdoor. And that's what we have to change, because it has changed the experience of sports outdoor. It's totally changed. So we had to change all our program. We have to put more money into outdoor infrastructure, like pump tracks, like skates parks, like everything you need to do to run. And more people they have begun to run. And that's exactly what some people, and I think more and more people now do, that they can run we see in the Cinquantenaire Park a lot of people running. We see a lot of people running in the Park of Brussels. And I think it's good, because that's possible to have this kind of sport in Brussels. And when you work, and you can have some time for yourself, with your colleagues, to move in the city. And our role is to offer this kind of infrastructure to give a sense, to give the opportunity to make sports. For example, and my last example is the last sports events, the next sport events. And with the minister, we are working on bigger sports events, like the 20 kilometers of Brussels, like the Big Cell Tour. It's a bicycle run, and that's a kind of sport that a lot of people in the confinement has done. So we have to offer more and more this kind of event, this kind of infrastructure, to make it possible outdoor, because that's the main change we have seen this last 2 years, that we need to work more and more outdoor. And so that's what we are going to do. And sorry for the delay.
Okay, I'm back in the room. No worries, Benoit. Thank you so much for sort of wangling the technicals to be able to get on. I hope that maybe we might be able to keep you in, and that you might be able to speak during the panel debate. But this might get a little bit difficult now, but I'll try, and we might have to have another little wait. So just a reminder to everybody who is watching on our YouTube feed, please raise questions, make statements, make comments, direct things towards our speakers if there's something that you're interested in or something that you'd like to raise, and I will put them to our speakers. But from my point of view, I think I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit, and I'm going to come to you, Erica, on this, because there may be some reluctance among workers for employers to put any sort of additional pressures on them regarding anything sort of physical or anything that they need to do. I wonder if you can explain that from a sort of representing the workers, how to ensure that encouraging people who could do physical exercise in their workplace aren't dissuaded or feeling sort of overburdened by it.
So it is a good question what employers can do to try to convince employees to make physical exercise. But if there are tempting things for them, then they maybe they can be more active. And naturally, I think that the social partners together, that the employers can discuss the sport and the well-being at the workplace issue in collective agreement, and then they can have an agreement on it. And to this would also help, I think.
Yeah, we nearly had you at the beginning. It was like a really nice connection, and then it kind of dropped again. It's a shame. Perhaps Juan, I can ask you a similar sort of angle. How do we make sure that there isn't that additional pressure? How do we really encourage people to do things? And also, how do we find as we've spoken about this already, but what sport suits whose responsibility is finding out what's the relevant physical activity for the individual?
So everybody is responsible, but I think that the biggest responsibility is on the given person, because if that very person doesn't want to do, then you cannot force him or her. But if there are incentives, then it may help that they can be, or for example, what I think that most of the males, guys, like football, and playing or to set up a football team of the company, it can be also a good idea, and then they can play with the other team of the other company or whatever, something like this. It is also it can be also a good idea, and it helps also to for a better relationship between the workers at the workplace. So for a better community. So I think it is also a double win.
Thanks, Erica. So I'm going to flip that question over to Juan as well. Similarly, how do we make sure that it's sort of from a medical perspective? How do you? Because you encourage people in specific sports. I mean, I've been to my doctor and they've said, don't run at the moment, your knees are bad, or get in the swimming pool, that will be better for you. But that's at a time when there's been an injury. How do you make sure that people's physical capacity is relevant to what they're actually doing?
So first and very, very important thing, and I was just listening Benoit and these activities which are going on in Brussels, the 20 kilometers and bicycle, and they are really great ways to popularize physical activity. And we are just talking about this before Benoit made the connection, that we have these opportunities more and more in Brussels. But it's very, very important to know that you should not do physical activity if for months or years you had a sedentary lifestyle. So please do a medical check before launching yourself in any kind of sport, which I would say cardio sport, because it's very dangerous. And we have every year people who end up in an emergency rooms because they just want to do the 20 kilometers and 1 year before they did maybe just the stairs to their apartment. So that is one very important thing to keep in mind. So talk with your medical doctor. And the second is, in certain cities, so New York and I think even Paris, you cannot participate in such activities if you don't have a medical clearance before. So that it's up to the politic of the city, but I think we should be responsible to, at least to know this. Now the second, it's like, we have an initiative which started in Strasbourg, and it's more and more made in action, popularized in other cities and Brussels as well. So it's Dr. Alexander Feltz. He was, he is a medical doctor, a family doctor, and I think now it's in the mayor office. So he was prescribing, he developed a program to prescribe physical activity to patients with chronic disease. So you are in a program of 3 years, and in the first year, it's totally paid by the local assurance, national assurance, the mayor office, and we have this also in other cities in Switzerland, Italy, France, of course, and also in Belgium. So we, like health professionals, we should prescribe, and it's a concept called exercise, it's medicine. We should prescribe different type of activities in different chronic disease, so high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, overweight, and so on. So that is our duty, and to see how we can work together, because today, unfortunately, prevention and these type of activities are not much reimbursed. So this is why working together with local authorities is important. And the third one, because Erika was saying about how to motivate. Here, we don't have to invent something. We have in psychology the so-called self-determination theory. What that means, that we have an instructor, we have a person who motivates you based on 3 levels, how to do something. So to be able to like physical activity, you have to have an autonomy. So it's not something that, okay, everybody will do yoga, everybody will run. You should have a choice from what you like to do, you should do at work. And then we have what called competence. So I am able to do what is there. So of course, if you have some joints problems, doing yoga will be challenged, but a physical activity which is you are competent to do this. And the last one would be relatedness. So you are feeling that you belong to a community, you have a group, and this is something what encourage. And as I mentioned, this is really a very good tool to promote burnout. But even if we don't want to go so pathological so far, these type of activities, physical activities, stimulate a lot creativity. So this is why, for example, if you are lacking some ideas, just do a walk with your colleague outside, and maybe you will have great ideas for your projects.
I couldn't agree more. It's something that we actually do in my workplace. You will also be very unhappy with me. I ran the 2017 London Marathon from almost no running experience and completely destroyed my knees doing it. There you go. So
you are a lucky guy then.
I'm part of that ball. I can't run anymore. So Benoit, I hope that you can hear us and that we can join you in. Are you with us? I'm going to ask you one of the questions we've had from someone called Ninja, I think, on our chat.
Yes, I hear you.
Just a reminder, there'll be a delay, Benoit, so I will continue talking, and then I'll stop, and then you can just start. We'll wait. Ninja asked, what can we do to encourage employers to support employees to be active? It's all well and good having projects. It's all well and good, but employers have different interests in their employees. They need to get productivity out of them. They need them to be sat at their desks working. So how politically, as a sort of city administration, do you think that employers can be encouraged?
So it's important because when you create a team in your business or your administration, you're creating also the team spirit that goes with it, first of all. So it's very important to make sport. The best example are the teams we see for the 20 kilometers. A lot of teams from different companies based in Brussels are participating to that. So it's good for the company. It's good for the team spirit in your business. Second, I think that the employer, the job giver, they have, if we want more activity during your stay at the office, come with your bicycle, with your feet. First of all, that's sport after all, even if it's a way to come to the office, to your job. So when you have showers, for example, in the basement, when you offer showers in the basement, when you offer some facilities to make some sports, you promote that. You promote a healthy way to do some physical activities like jogging, like running during the day, but you also offer the opportunity to come with your bike or with your feet to the office. And I think that's changing quite a lot in Brussels. So it's not only sport; it's also bicycle and walking that can promote this way of life, which is a better way to live in the city, and which is a better way, I think, to live together at the office when you come back, when we are not on the screens, for example. So we have a strategy, for example, regarding mobility and sports, and we have some common goals, and we have to achieve these goals for the climate change and for the healthy way to work. And third, I think we have to create something about food. And something is changing in the city. It's nice to move, but after all, you burn some energy than you put in your mouth. And food is a good way also to create some team spirit with your team at the office. So I always say to people, I'm in charge of climate and sports in the city of Brussels, and my job is to move some people and to make them eating well. So we have to create this kind of topic, and I think that it's business after all. Sports and food. A lot of restaurants in Brussels, they can offer you the healthy food we need, and they give you the opportunity to move. So let's work on this: mobility, climate change, and environment. The best way to move, to come and to get away from your job, and a good way to eat.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'm on a bit of a weight loss journey myself at the moment, and really the most crucial thing for that is to change the diet and sleep as well. So perhaps we can come to you, because I mean, people go to spa centers, get healthy. I've done it. Have a week of sort of detox, recuperation, learn the lessons, get some new yoga moves to take back or whatever. But then life hits. So how would you say you and the organization that you work with, and spas and sort of health centers in general, can help to encourage people to return home and sort of keep it up?
One of our mission is also to teach the people of this style and exercise and the treatments that we perform. Of course, you cannot have a mineral thermal water at your home, but at least you can have some exercises that we include in our programs. So our programs are not all based indoor. We like to invite the people also to explore the surroundings. We have a lot of yoga classes outdoor in the nature. Luckily, our health and spa resorts in Slovenia, they're all located outside of busy city centers. They're all surrounded by nature. So this connection between nature, natural remedies, this is what we like to give as a message to the people, and to practice as much as possible the lessons they learn at the spa, as a spa stay. Should it be 1 weekend, or should it be 2 weeks time, to bring it back also to their home. One of the things several times mentioned here was also food. Now, the majority of our spa is connected now with some farmers, so they collect the food from them. We have this zero emission or 0 miles from the garden to the table. So we always put the name also. This and this, let's say, meat, potato, vegetables come from this and this farm. So we really want to show this connection between nature that we are so blessed in Slovenia that the nature gave us so many natural remedies. But we would like to give also this spirit and this message back to the people. And we have, as I mentioned before, this detox, this electronic or digital detox. We have some ideas in families to rejoin together in finding out place, in talking, in reading together, and of course to practice together, and that they leave the mobile devices or the mobile gadgets in a box and maybe even to close it in a safe deposit. You cannot imagine how difficult it is for children to have this. This is kind of a most severe punishment for them nowadays, because brothers and sisters sit at tables and talk to each other and use this movement. If somebody from the children you ask pick up the phone, they will never make like this gesture, and they will go like things like that. So we really are getting this experience and passing this experience also to our guests. And I believe this is also a very important credo that we have that the people, when they leave us, that they really take something with them, what they learned through their stay at the spa and health resorts. And it is the nature that we use. It is the nature of and on one side nature, but on the other side also the medical science connected with this natural remedies. And I believe this together, to add on, we have more than 700 years of tradition, almost 700 years of tradition of the evidence, written evidence that spas were used. Of course, we all know that the Romans were actually the first spa tourists. They actually were the first one to use thermal, Greek and Romans, of course, the thermal springs. Even they found out after they came even wounded or from their battlefields, how well these waters are all for them. But not only water, we have to think on clean air. So climate is also very important. Also Slovenia, with this very short coastal part, only 46 kilometers, sorry, is crucial, so that we have thalassotherapy. We have this climate that we combine in our therapies, but all for the purpose of health of the people, of regaining or just restoring it. We have also, just to finish by this, developed all of our spas post-COVID programs, all of the indication what they are specialized in. Cardiovascular disease, we know that there is a great need for that. We know respiratory problems. We have mentioned mental disorders for post-COVID patients for the most severe cases, and this balance. So yes, there's so many things that one can really learn out of that.
Yeah, I think this sort of long COVID issue is a real big problem as well. I suppose that's probably something. Yeah, it's going to cause medical headaches coming up. One of the things you mentioned there is was the idea of climate change and clean air and stuff like this. Erica, maybe I can bring you in on this, because I wonder if you can explain how you see the different challenges, perhaps, and what the difference is in the circumstances of how people are approaching sport. We have much more technology around sport. And healthy living, much more information, but people are fatter, people are less healthy often. I wonder if you can just explain how you see those the change.
So, yeah, how, so there are changes, definitely, with the higher technology, and this can have even bad effect on the health, in the meaning that people are able to sit at home to watch the YouTube entire day, or other videos or movies or whatever. But on the other hand, I think it became also very so let's just say sexy to go somewhere and to do something interesting, even if I think it is again started to be in fashion to go for excursions. For example, in the weekends, we come with small companies to make different small trips, and then to go to the forest together to look at our neighborhood. As now was mentioned, that it is a very good method for living, for to go out to the nature, back to the nature. So it is a kind of double effect. What I can see, that more and more my friends, they go somewhere on the weekend, and they do organize the different excursions to the mountains, just to the forest, and that kind of things. What is also very good. Or they just walk, and this Nordic walking, for example, it is also very much in fashion, or maybe still, but some years ago it was definitely very much in the fashion. So it is somewhere both things can be found, but naturally it would be much better if more and more people would be active in that way to make a sport. It does not matter what kind of sport, just to go out and to do something, it is very good.
Yeah, of course. So Benoit, we're coming to you. We're gonna give you a little pause. I suppose my question to you is, you know, from a political point of view, is how holistic, I don't like that word, but how combined are the issues of health and exercise within other aspects like education, like employment? How connected are they in the city of Brussels, at least from your point of view?
You know, in some of our districts, we have a huge problem, like is talking about like diabetes, like obesities, and we know that it's connected. It's connected because they don't move, they don't have jobs sometimes, so they don't get out from home, and that's why we have to think in the globality. So, for example, when we think to create some public space when you can have sports, we have to think that it must be accessible to women, for example. And we know that more and more women have problems with diabetes like this, because they don't have the opportunity to get some physical activities nearby. So when we think about a new area, a new park, we have to think to create some not only soccer fields, but also some other infrastructure, like volleyball fields, or some fitness modules, and some fitness stuff that are more accessible to women, for example. Second, we absolutely need to open all the infrastructure we have. We put a lot of money, for example, in swimming pools. It's a huge amount of money every year, more than almost 2 million a year to have these 3 swimming pools, but it's not really accessible. For example, we have a lot of spaces around these swimming pools, around other infrastructure like a basketball room, and we can organize something around. For example, we don't use these places during office time. We could open, for example, some of this infrastructure, especially the swimming pool. We could give the opportunity to a lot of people working in the city to get access to this infrastructure, for example, for lunch or just after lunch or just after the office, or maybe before. We knew that. So it's a holistic way to think about that, and I think it's a nice way. We didn't get with the opportunities these last 2 years to be in the city, and I think it's important for a city like ours to work into infrastructures, to work into public spaces that are open for every physical activities outdoor.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. Like now everybody's out, people want to use the city. I sense that from conversations with my friends a little bit. Okay, so we've Sinisa Stankovic on the YouTube chat has asked a question. I think probably this goes quite well to you, Juan. Would group exercise regimes at work be more effective than individual? And is European culture too individualistic for a group approach? What's best to encourage people?
Well, I would ask, do we have a European culture? But because I think that is the beauty in Europe, that we have so many cultures together, which with different influences also on the physical activity. So we know that Nordic countries are more active. So we have the Nordic March, the Nordic Walk, which is I really recommend to everybody. But if you would do this in the city, people will look a bit strange to you. But replying to the question is, yes. So as I mentioned a few minutes before, belonging to a community, working together, it's something which facilitates not only in medical treatment, not only in prevention, but also in physical activity. And now the question is how much you should do physical activity, because people, should I do 5 minutes? Should I do half an hour? Should I do 1 hour? From how much we have good benefits. Actually, we have studies saying that even for 5 minutes, so one session of physical activity has already good influence on your sleep, on your blood pressure, on your stress level. Of course, the World Health Organization is promoting to do minimum 2.5 hours moderate physical activity per week. So that could be also a part included at the workplace, or 75 minutes vigorous. What is the difference? When you do vigorous, you are not able to sing. So then you can do the difference between the levels of physical activity. But as was also mentioned here at work, and more workplaces, they develop a healthy corner, so healthy kitchen or kitchenette, how we call here in Belgium. It's like, of course, imagine if you are eating junk food, you eat a lot, you have no energy to do physical activity with all your best intention. If you don't have a good sleep, you will be just tired, you have no energy to do physical activity. So if you have at work, little corners with healthy food. What is healthy food? I always say to my patient that something what you can find easily in the nature. So that it's, and then you can really, soft drinks, please no. So certain types of junk food you will never find in nature. So if you have this kind of corner at work with where you have nuts, you have legumes, you have soups, you have something which really gives you energy, you have also more, you are more encouraged to do physical activity. If you sleep enough, and some companies, unfortunately, I think it's more in US, you have little rooms where you can take a nap. So that is really boosting your energy level. Well, I think we are a bit far from having this still here, but it's something what is really, really working. So with all these, doing physical activity, having energy to do this, it's something which is more efficient than doing on like a lonely, individual.
Yeah, you always hear as well, you know, sort of sporting families, you see it, the sort of Williams sisters and stuff. It's that encouragement, that feeling that you can always exercise. So that actually brings us to the end of our time for the panel. So thank you so much, Erica, Juan, Iztok, and Benoit, and also Valerie, who joined us but had to drop off to go on to another call. I just sort of, she went halfway through. We did know that was going to happen. But thank you so much for your participation. Really appreciate it, and to everybody that has asked questions in the YouTube chat. So thanks so much, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And now we are going to move on. We have an awards announcement for the best European healthy employee. There's actually a prize to be won, and I'm going to hand over to Thomas de Camp, who's from the Bike and Win Challenge. You're there, great. Okay, so I'm going to leave you to announce the awards, announce who's the lucky winner.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Thomas de Camp from the Bike and Win company. So I'm with you today to present to you in a few lines the Bike and Win project, which, like those who wrote for the challenge, know it. Bike and Win is an application in which, through a fun and challenging process, encourages regular use of bicycle. So to answer your question, how we encourage employers to support employee to be active, you can play with our application Bike and Win. So what is the challenge? It's a certain number of kilometers to be driven in a certain period of time for a reward. So reward could be festival tickets, discount for museum tickets, for example. Fun, isn't it? So the application is completely free to download and use. Only the creation of challenges pays off. We apologize for the inconvenience some have suffered as a result of new terms and conditions policy on Android. So Bike and Win, following the COVID crisis and the necessary revival of tourism, is developing a new application. So you can see Wonder Bike, which is a bicycle treasure hunts application that allows you to explore the reaches of near and far territories. In addition, animations through a virtual character, Wonder Jones, is also available to promote tourist areas. This application will be available from February 2022. However, what all of you are waiting for is the Sport for Health Bike Challenge prizes. So, of the 56 participants, we have 18 winners, and with an accumulation, a big winner. 5,114 kilometers were traveled, and 736 kilograms of CO2 were avoided. So the 18 winners lived with a €20 voucher for Decathlon, and the big winner, who will be drawn in a moment, will live with a 3-day stay in an apartment for 4 people between June 2021 and November 2021 in Slovenia in a Natura 2000 area. I will let the facilitator spin the wheel, so we will know the winner of the 3-day stay in Slovenia.
My understanding is that oh, there we go. Well done.
Okay. So well.
This is exciting. The anticipation is incredible. When's it going to stop?
Who is the best European LC employee?
Exactly.
And the winner is? Alain Bronze. So congratulations, Alain. I don't know if Alain is on YouTube.
Yeah, Alain, if you are, write us a message. Great win. Nice to stay in Slovenia. Take me with you. So thank you so much, Thomas, for everything, for that. If you have more to say, please.
Thank you. Congratulations to Alain, and we look forward to seeing you again on Bike and Win or maybe on Wonderbike. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for the organization, Jack, Sophie, and Alex, and Fred. Thank you.
Thanks, Thomas. Thanks, Thomas. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. So, for everybody that's still on, we'd like you to just participate in a survey regarding the event. So, if you can either use your phone to scan the QR code that's just about to come up on the screen now, and it'll take you through a couple of questions. So please do that if you are able to, if you're willing to. We'd like everybody to do it, obviously. There's also a link that I think is going to be dropped into the YouTube chat as well that you can do. But probably the easiest way is to put that QR code on the camera of your phone. We will leave it up there momentarily, well, for a minute or so while I sort of do the wrap up, goodbyes. And this is what you will see. You'll see this survey. Can we make sure that the QR code stays perhaps up on the screen just to make sure? Yeah, perfect. Thanks, team. So while that's up, yeah, please do the survey. But it leaves me to say thank you so much to the Sport for Health Network for inviting me to do this. Thanks so much to everyone that's joined in, to all of our participants who've spoken freely and openly and joined in. Thank you so much to the European Cooperation Council for organising the event, and to everybody that has watched. Remember, you can share this YouTube video once it's finished. The live feed will stop recording, and you will be able to share it onto your Twitter, your Facebook, whatever other social media you use. So again, thank you so much. That's the end of the event, and there is just a short video now that we will encourage you to continue watching. But this is goodbye from me. Have a lovely afternoon.
No, most of us spend far too much time sitting, especially at work. That prolonged sitting takes a heavy toll on our bodies, contributing directly or indirectly to back pain, neck problems, obesity, diabetes, and even cancer. The Sport for Health Net project, which is supported by the European Erasmus Plus program, was created to help employers and employees to effectively interrupt long periods of sitting from time to time by incorporating periods of physical activity in our normal working day. The exercise program is scientifically based, designed by top professionals in the field, and suitable for everyone. Project results: Stretching and Strengthening at Work, a user-friendly guideline for physical activity at workplace. 2 scientific reviews to contribute to research and solutions to fight sedentary lifestyle, published at the BMC proceedings. 2 mobile apps available on Google Play and App Store to enable employees to exercise at work, home, outside. E-learning tool module, a user-friendly digital tool available to the wider public, so the exercises can be done at home, at work, and everywhere you want. 300 mapped sport facilities in Europe will help all to put this program into practice indoors and outdoors. Over 40,000 participants from 6 European countries took part in the Sport for Health Net Health Evaluation Program. Sport for Health Net project demonstrates beneficial effects of short-term exercise and educational intervention on health-related physical fitness, lifestyle behaviors, and quality of life in employees across Europe. Educating workforce using a plethora of written, verbal, and video media and materials appears to be rather effective, applicable, and suitable tool in driving positive changes in this sensitive population. If you want to give your health or that of your employees a positive impulse, this is definitely a program to implement. Let's shed that COVID blues. Let's get started. For more information, check out our website www.sportforhealthnet.eu.